Hello. Hello, and welcome back to Homestuck Beyond Canon updates as they happen. Yeah. Hope you've all had an okay week. Yeah. I don't have much to add about my own week, frankly. I'm sure we'll get into it. Welcome, Pumpkin Car. Welcome, Aleph. Welcome, Max. And welcome anyone viewing anonymously. Happy 6/12. It was Carcat's birthday, so to speak. This week, and of course that was the day that the update that we're reading today was published, along with a couple of other cool things. There is community news today, because there was here a news post on June 12th. I'm gonna have a little bit of water. I'm a little something's off. Probably because I ate 2 cookies like immediately before turning the microphone on. Not the best idea I've ever had, but they were good cookies. Okay. So we'll start here because this kind of touches on all of the other little bits and bobs. My loudest crunch? Like what kind of crunch? Because the cookies are gone. If this is about the cookies, they are long gone. I could see if I could crack a few joints for you. Oh, it was a joke. Well, I could still see if I could crack a few joints for the mic. I can't. They've been fuzzy lately, but you know. Alright. James has some news for us. Being a marketable plushie is fine, actually. Hi, James here. Happy American Carcat Day. European Carcat Day, of course, being on the 6th of December. That's how birthdays work. Don't look it up. Which, of course, I find especially funny because in the last Homestuck stream we were or at least I was lamenting fucking American date formats and how they're not in chronological order of unit size. Which is what this is poking fun at. What is... Huh? Oh, sorry. I'm getting a really weird pop-up in OBS. I'll just open this in my browser like a normal person.
Matt, please, give us your crunchiest.
Okay, so this is an SFM video from... Okay. Got it. Not familiar with this one. I'll watch the rest of that a little bit later. Oh crap, the text is still on the screen. Let me get rid of that. Okay. News. Some of you may have noticed I am going to be on a stream with a virtual tuber. Depending on when exactly this goes up, that might be going on right now. If you're coming from over there, it's very likely you are just now learning we are still doing Homestuck in 2024. Welcome back. You missed a lot, but don't look any of that up either. And that is this. Which is set to 43 minutes and 1 second because that's how much I've listened to so far. And it is like, it's a full 3-hour interview. It's been pretty enjoyable so far. I mean, if James Roach is always a fun time to kind of listen to what he's got to say in these kinds of live stream interview type things. Sorry, my computer is doing things. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, links to everything will be in the description as usual. Oh, I'm gonna fucking sneeze. Hold on. Pardon me. Anyway. Either him or Takahata 101. Octopimp was on a show one time. That's cool. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of streamers, and not familiar with the whole YouTube scene. I know that Hollow Stars is like a whole thing. And like Hollow Live, like the Japanese group. Otherwise though, yeah, I'm not like super familiar with the scene. But very enjoyable. Highlights so far include why James Roach does not like bugs. Oh, why am I blanking now? I was like thinking about this earlier of like how I was going to present this. Oh yes, you know, why James Roach doesn't like bugs. Some, you know, chat of older webcomics and, you know, kind of the MSPA forum and the, you know, MSPA team. And where I have paused right now, the subject has just come up of the documents. Andrew Hussey's top secret, official, staff eyes only, class spec documents. Which is why if you look in the chat, it's like, release the docs, release the docs. So I paused it kind of at that transition into that conversation, so I haven't heard the rest of that yet. But I'm looking forward to listening more later. So that, my goodness, I just got a frog in my throat today. I'm gonna have a little more water. Okay. So that was really cool. And I'm really excited to continue watching this, and I hope that you all get some good enjoyment out of it too. Some cool, fun tidbits. But yeah, I'm gonna take this tab now and put it back in my regular browsing window where I have all of my other tabs open, so that I don't accidentally close the window and lose my link and lose my spot. Continuing on. What news for the birthday boy? As you may have seen across various platforms, we're partnering with Makeship and launching a petition for a highly marketable Carcat Vantas plush. Yeah, okay, I'll finish reading this and then we'll look at the other stuff up top. The way this works is they gauge interest by seeing if we can get 200 people to pledge they'll buy it before the company commits to producing anything. Their business model allows them to do this at no upfront cost to us, which is good because it takes a lot of money to manufacture and ship things. Once we reach our initial goal, then they then move forward with production and do design revisions, prototyping, etc. They send us a little sample, and once we're all approved and on the same page, they do a limited pre-order run. For the first 399 pre-orders, we get a 10% revenue share, which then changes to a 30% once it hits 400. You might be thinking, hey man, that's not very much. And you'd be right, but they cover all manufacturing and fulfillment and shipping costs. And I don't own a warehouse, so this is fine with me. So that's this, which you will see 2,645 people have said, whatever the fuck this ends up looking like, sign me the fuck up, aka highlighted on screen here, 1,322% of the original goal. Which is totally bonkers, but like completely predictable to me. Like, of course, a car cat plush that you can hold in your hands and, you know, fill with milk and throw it at a wall, a la Spampton plush. Like, of course that's going to be a huge hit. The like prototype version that they have here is so fucking funny because they've got like his round fucking head and his hair on flat like it's a fucking buzzsaw. So we'll see how that looks on an actual physical thing, or if they end up keeping that design, or if they move to a different way of making the hair, or what. But yeah, oh yeah, the second picture is just car cat plus stuffing. Which if you're interested, 6 days, 14 hours, 45 minutes, and counting down the seconds, it's still up for this like early like interest gauging pre-order. The impression I got from the news post was that once the final design is made, pre-orders will be open again. But right now, they're just saying $2 to sign up, and then you just get it right away. They charge you the rest of it, plus shipping and tax later. So they are looking at $30 US for this, which makes me want to cry, because if I were to want this very badly, that as a Canadian would probably cost me like, I'm gonna estimate $60 US, including tax. Converting that into Canadian dollars, oh, what the fuck, the conversion rate is so bad, it would probably end up costing me somewhere up in the fucking like $80, $85 in total for one car cat. You know what's just occurred to me? I don't know if they list the size anywhere. As part of the new Homestuck team's ongoing quest to bring you more interesting merch, we are exploring the possibilities. If this goes well, we'd love to do more. In fact, the better this goes, the more we can do. Which is fantastic, because this is going really well, so that gets me excited. But yeah, so the petition ends June 22nd. Live campaign, prototype reveal by September 16. Okay. 3-week limited edition product drop. So, by September 16. And then 3 weeks if you did not throw your coins in here and later change your mind and see the final and say you want it. Production, and then shipment, and then delivery. Okay, yeah, that checks. Oh yeah, story. Come on, he's just a little guy. Make Terzi loco with a conveniently sized car cat all of your own. What pursuit could be more noble than obtaining a weird little freak? But again, conveniently sized, but they're not committing numerically right now. So I'll be interested to see how big this actually ends up being. I'm gonna guess like 10 inches head to toe. That's my guess. Just like thinking about other kind of standard plush sizes that I've seen for merch of things in various places. But yeah, very exciting that it's doing so spectacularly well, but also like, duh. Right? Oh yes, and of course there was the launch video. The classic. Oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of this fucking song now? It's fucking Crustacean. Or something close to that. Wow, I'm having a major brain failure right now. Anyway. So there's the announcement, and of course if we scroll down a little, we can see exactly when they hit the 200 pledge goal in less than 20 minutes, and then in less than 24 hours hit over 1,000% of the original goal. Hello, Carencio, welcome. All good. We're still just kind of faffing about community news. So, like, you know, yes, now it's at 1,323. So, like, after the initial announcement, you know, after that initial 24 hours, things did slow down significantly. But, like, people hopped on that shit immediately. Dog pile. Yeah. So we'll keep up to date with that. I will also say they did also post about it on the Homestuck team's official Tumblr account, which they don't use as frequently as the Twitter. They don't mirror all of their posts. And I know this because I have notifications for both of them turned on. I will say it's no, I don't want to open the image in new tab. How do I get back to the fucking homepage? Hold on. There. I think it was today. Somebody, and now I wish I had reblogged this post from them so that I could show you the reblogged from @Homestuck team. But somebody accidentally reblogged a post to the Homestuck team blog that was just like an official Dragon Quest illustration of like a Dragon Quest slime drinking some water out of a puddle. Like it looked like it had been cropped into the slime from like a larger picture. Hello, Leku, welcome. But when I got the notification for this and I was like, is this like supposed to be on the Homestuck team blog, or is this like an accident? And I guess it was an accident because they deleted it. I guess it's obviously we're on the front page and like it's not here. Like there's the comic release, there's, you know, the update announcement and the funding announcement. But yeah, official art of Dragon Quest's slime having a sip. I found that entertaining. Yeah, so those were the two big like events, so to speak, officially, you know, in an official capacity for 6/12. Oh, hi, bot that I'm going to immediately block and report. Boop. Walk. Yes. And this and do this. Done. Okay. Now let's get back to the interesting stuff. Yes, that is Twitch letting me know they have received my report. Okay. I did promise to try and be more transparent with what's going on behind the scenes, even when it is boring. The thought process here is that, while less lucrative overall than producing and shipping ourselves, this will allow us to try out more merch options. We've designed some apparel and are working on something with Andrew and the usual merch guys. This might take a while. I'm still new to this. So, that excites me. Yeah. I wonder what is coming. The vinyl is still on the back burner as we wait for a few holdouts that sort of make or break things. There are people who are notoriously hard to get in contact with, so it is taking a while, and I overestimated my ability to get this done in a timely manner while in poor health. That's on me. Yeah, James is, I don't remember what specific things, but I know James has mentioned a few times having some health complications, which sucks a lot, and I hope he's able to find comfort in uncomfortable times. The whole idea here is to get you guys some cool stuff and to pay my team more. Right now, the Patreon is doing all right, and we're trying out some new exclusives over there. Music previews, which I mentioned last time that there was a music preview that was posted recently, merch previews, and things like that for paying members. So the merch preview, when this image went up, I had no fucking idea it was a merch preview. There was absolutely nothing to indicate that. But if, like, a couple of days before 6/12, or, you know, somewhere in that vicinity, they did make a post that was just like, oh, what's this? And it was just like Carcat silhouette on a like textured red background. And I was like, oh, intriguing. But there was absolutely nothing hinting at the fact that it was going to be a merch drop. So I think that's very funny. But yeah, so those kind of previews, they're going to keep rolling out to paying members. Nothing required to enjoy the comic, and things people will all see eventually. Since I'm trying to pay my team as fairly as possible, I split everything we make evenly. Right now, for each team member, it comes out to a few $100 each per month. Which is pretty nice for getting to work on Homestuck, but isn't exactly a livable wage. As you see how much work they put into it. I want to give them the world. Short of that, at the very least, a fair wage for all the work they do. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but a sandwich costs $19 now for some reason. That in mind, if you are a company or private individual and want to pay me to promote your product, let's talk. We can work something out. I will put it in Homestuck. I will make Rose Lalonde say she loves the bold, refreshing taste of Diet Mountain Dew Grahatia Blast. I am not joking. This is my solemn vow. Maybe it's time to bring back the Your Fan Troll Gets Put in Homestuck deal. So, because here's the thing, is that James Roach's, like, sense of humor is that he will sometimes say shit like this completely as a joke, follow it up with some kind of statement to imply he's being incredibly fucking serious. But it's not. It's a joke. So I'm like, so is this like for real? Because, like, I mean, if Homestuck can make stupid product placement shit feel organic and really fucking funny the way that, say, like, Welcome to Night Vale does. I mean, the thing is, I don't actually know for sure whether or not Welcome to Night Vale, like, it's been a long time since I've been super tuned into that, but I don't know if they are actually genuinely paid for any of the, like, weird brand shit that they do, or if they're just being funny and hoping they don't get sued. But, you know, that was the first thing that came to mind for me. It was like, if they can do it funny like that, then, like, it sucks that advertisements are everywhere, but I also would like the team to get paid more for all of the hard work that they put into the comic. Homestuck sponsored by Betty Crocker. Yeah, that would be like the top tier sponsorship to go for. Be like, hey. So, like, maybe we said that you're run by a genocidal fish alien, but also I think we made you a lot more revenue from that than actually hurting your reputation. So, like, sponsorship. And maybe it's time to bring back your fan troll gets put in Homestuck deal. I mean, given the environment of Beyond Canon with Earthsea, fan troll could be expanded to fan character generally, even, because they have on this planet trolls, humans, consorts, Carpathians. Like, that one seems more plausible. Yeah, I'd be really curious what the pricing would be for something like that, because I don't know. I don't think that they should get away with $10,000 again. Outside of the Kickstarter. Yeah, that would be a tempting one, frankly. Can you imagine my little unnamed Trollsona? Look, I made my Trollsona, and I did like the visuals, right? And I was like brown blood and like the god tier, Sylph of Mind and like Prosper Dreamer, and I, you know, figured out like. I figured out a Lucis, but now I don't remember what it was. It was something, I think, like combination of like fancy rat and a specific kind of bat that is found in Ontario in Canada. So it has that kind of like connection to like myself too, but now I can't remember how exactly I did up the anatomy, and I don't think I ever actually drew it. Anyway, I did all of this stuff, but I never fucking named them. I was just like, oh yeah, that's just me. I have a name. That's me. So I never fucking named my fucking Trollsona. That's a problem for another day, though. But yeah, given that there's so much more opportunity for like random background people who like don't even have to have a speaking part, they could definitely make bank on that, and it might save them a few minutes of time in, you know, in the panel drawing process, because they don't have to design a bunch of randos for the background. They will just have these other ones to put in there that they can just plonk in. Yeah. So that is neat. And that's, we're reaching the end of the news post. That's kind of, you know, all of the big news that was there for June. And this being the second news post of the month, we very likely will not get another news post for the rest of June now, because there has been 2. And that is what was promised. Although, maybe we will get another news post, because again, like, okay, coming back to the post, anyway, 2 updates this month. I like this schedule. So it looks like we'll be keeping it up for the near future. So there will be a second update later this month, and I guess there may or may not be another news post to go along with that. We'll see. The next troll death scene. I mean, who the fuck knows how much military combat we're gonna end up seeing with the hell that is about to break loose. Because they're setting up for something big. Okay, here's my prediction. My prediction is that the sound page that's coming up is going to be that, like, culminating moment, like that clash between the rebellion forces and the Crocker Corp forces. Sorry, I just got distracted mid-sentence because I was just kind of looking around my room as I was talking, and I just realized on my shelf with my Switch games, I put Splatoon 2 and 3 in the wrong order. And now I need to fix it. Oh, shit. Okay. 1, 3, 2. Yeah, because it's like, well, our copy of the original Splatoon is... Wait, is that in your bedroom? It's in my brother's bedroom, because that's where all of the Wii U games are. But... yeah, Splatoon 2 and 3 up on my Switch game shelf. I was like, how did I not notice this earlier? Anyway. That's my prediction for what the upcoming sound page is going to be about. Okay. Finishing off the news post. So to summarize the key points, so there's no room for confusion. Carcat Plush Makeship Petition, the pre-order even, is now live. Trying out this style of limited run merch to see what's possible. Apparel incoming, not sure when. Still trying to work out details with musicians, sorry. No need to apologize. Communicating with that many people from that long ago is complicated, I'm sure. Also, I wanted to clarify, because I know there was, when they first announced they were going to be doing volumes 1 to 4, I was like, really? But, like, re-listening to it now as, like, the pre-stream music and stuff, I'm like, I would like to formally apologize for having made that statement in the first place, because this album slaps. But, yeah, no, getting in touch with people from that long ago, especially that, you know, may have lost touch with, like, almost as long ago, you know, or something of that sort. Like, it is really fucking hard. Like, you know, internet age likes to make it feel like it's super easy to get in touch with everyone everywhere all the time, but, like, it can still be really fucking hard. But yes. Fun new patron exclusives, including music and merch previews, maybe more. Open to more collabs, and sticking to shorter, more frequent updates for now. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Yeah. Emphasis on shorter updates. I don't know how long we might have end the stream with having spent more time on community news than on the actual update itself, because it's really not a very long one this time. But oh yeah, so what I would like to try, we'll see how long it takes to finish the update and what time it is. And I was thinking, if it is significantly early, then perhaps I'll bust open Disco Elysium. I would, if I choose to do this, like, stop stream and then restart it again, so, like, it resends the notification to people, like, stating that we're now on Disco Elysium. But, like, just to break the ice. Because that's been on the back burner for a while. And we have a really fucking annoying task to get through before we can actually progress with the plot. But I will hold the details on that until we actually get there. If we do reach such a point. And now, the update proper. John and Vriska touch down. Yeah, so we last left these two. They were gonna race to the point. To the plot point. Whew. That was quite the race. Race? Come on. That was barely a warm-up. Jeez. I guess I'm out of shape. I didn't even know you could be out of shape with magical floating powers. Well, that's what you get for sitting around like a depressing, boring Oh, that's... I'm, like, inserting words where they aren't. Hold on. I'm gonna I need water again anyway. I'm gonna have a sip of water and just fucking actually read the page. Okay. Well, that's what sitting around like a depressing, boring loser for sweeps gets you. You'll just have to get back in shape. Man, I guess so. Hey, now that I've got you here, why did you lead us directly to the meteor? We did both kind of mutually mention that there was a transportalizer pretty much directly to the lab in Roxy's house, right? Sure. And? Well, I just think maybe it might have been a little less risky to go that way, instead of weaving through battleships and crossfire and all that war junk. Less risky, maybe, but also way less fun. Come on, wasn't it a pretty sweet joyride? It's nice to give the old wings a stretch. Or it's nice to give the old wings a stretch. That's true. But I think now that we're here, we should probably get inside before someone notices us. Roxy taught me a secret knock to use in times like these. She'll Open up! And John's like, Vriska, what the fuck? Damn, dude, took you long enough. I'm hungry as hell. What did you Hi, Solix. He just kind of, like, looks back and forth and is like, fuck these guys. Nah. Yeah, in a moment of, like, hello? Hi, Roxy. The door is kind of vibrating. She's, like, iron gripping it, like... God fucking damn it. Nice folly. Oh, thank you. That's just the wonderful ASMR sounds of my desk. Hey, you two. Sorry about him. His manners are fucking atrocious. For real. Anyway, hustle up and get in before someone sees ya. Also, John, what the fuck happened to the secret knock? Yeah, John, what the hell? Shut the fuck up, Vriska. Shut your fuck. That kind of deal is just that it's personally deeply aggravating to me. It is a classic Vriska move. But just like, I don't know, I find that it's frequently in this fashion put out, to be like played for jokes, like, oh haha, poking fun at what's his face over here. But that's just a me thing. Yeah, I'm like trying to find the words for it, but just that kind of like it's not that serious, but it's just like a personal pet peeve. That kind of humor. Move it, Buster. John and Roxy, co-parent. This is cute. Oh, make me say something. What do you need? What do you want? Can I not just live here without occasionally having to deal with you animals? Yep. What? You know, they had to go and get between a man and his gamer hole. You can't just do that. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, the kids are safe, BT Dubs. That's good. Wait, were they in danger? Yeah, numbnuts, in case you forgot. I forgot that was there. I forgot that was there. Hate that. The term gamer hole. Yeah, does that irritate you as much as the thing that Vriska just did irritates me? I'm sorry, Grinzio. I also fucking hate it, but it is hilarious. I can't with this, I can't get past it. With the thing that Vriska just did, I can't get past it. That's just a thing that's too personally irritating for me. But I don't know, gamer hole is just funny to me. Yeah, numbnuts, in case you forgot, there's a whole ass conflict going on with kids getting kidnapped and houses getting targeted and shit. Our house being one of those heists. You never told me our house was one. You never. Where am I? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I should be putting the emphasis on this in this sentence. Oh, we have a source.
Carl? Yo, Carl! Open the door!
Damn it.
I got a gift for you.
Go away, go away. So tired of this. Freaking go away, you freak.
Carl, did you do something behind the couch?
Yeah, I did. I lost peace and quiet. What do you need? What do you want? Can I not just live here without having to occasionally deal with you animals?
And that is from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Sonic's lose peace and quiet. Yeah. Heist. Yeah, heist. Even though Roxy literally just used the proper plural of houses, then proceeded to be like, I'm going to invent another plural now. Heist. You never told me our house was one of those heists. You told me to go get Vriska, which I did. Actually, I pretty much got myself. Fair, but I collected her. You didn't really say anything about Harry or the other kids at all. Oh man. I guess I didn't, huh? Aw, jeez. Hey, I'm sorry, Roxy. Don't worry about it. You've got him now. What? No, I don't got him. Wait, what? Then who has them? Rosenaya and Jade picked him up while they were, running around outside unsupervised. Oh. Well, that's good. Just like the dead silence of being like, oh my god, we totally forgot to take care of the children. You guys are terrible guardians. Hey, shut the fuck up. Yeah, you're one to talk. You left your own clone on her own in a dungeon. It wasn't a dungeon, John. It was a high-security black site. That's basically the same thing. If anything, it sounds a lot worse. She could handle it. Unlike your lame-ass offspring who need to be grub-sat by an entourage of armed guards, I can tell that she's got that patented circuit panache. Technically, she's a Miriam Lalonde. Sure, whatever. The point is, she's a Vriska. Whatever is right. Hurry up and walk faster. Hi, Callie. Hello. I'm so glad you all made it back all right. Oh, it weren't no thing, babe. I was just answering the door. Not you, silly. Ew. A little, right? Salutations, Vriska. I must say it's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. What the hell is this thing? What the hell is that thing? What the hell is that thing? Gracious. You're as rude as I imagined you'd be. Callie with the passive-aggressive. Like, for Callie, that's an expression of excitement. But it's still like... God. So fucking funny. Okay. Not you. I know who you are. That thing. Oh, yes, that'd make sense. That, my narratively significant friend, is the reason we've called you here. Allow me to introduce the plot point. Ayo, it's some fucking shrub shit. I mean, people called it, right? People were calling this. They were like, it's gonna be some fucking shrub portal shit. And it sure fucking is. Another goofy shrub device. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Let me find... Right, okay. Hold on. Yeah, here. Real fast here. DuckDuckGo image search for Hive Swap Shrub Portal. This thing. This is what the one from Hive Swap looks like. And this is it not activated. And this is it activated. So we're seeing, again, these are the snakes with the lasers coming out of their mouths. And let me just, I mean, like, these are just going to be links to completely random pages, but I'm just going to link these in the description if anyone watching on YouTube wants to open the images and look at them a little closer. Yeah, and this one, so it doesn't have a date, like timer or whatever, rotating up in the top part here, but it does have this piece that looks like a sideways hourglass. But there's no sand in it. So, could have nothing to do with that. But it's interesting if we look back and forth between this with the way that the lasers are facing. They're pointing into each other and creating that little black dot in the middle. Infinity? Oh yeah, the symbol at the top. Yeah, it is also, you know, given its roundedness, it is also kind of like a silhouette of the infinity symbol. But it's not got the hollows in it, right? It's making me think of the Tentatech logo from Splatoon, because I'm always thinking about Splatoon. Because it looks like the Tentatech logo. Look, fucking, hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on. Right? I know this is absolutely not going to have anything to do with Splatoon, but I'm just saying it looks like the Tentatech logo. Anyway. If we see, I wonder, can I find a video of just the cutscene that this plays? Because I'm pretty sure... Right, because what happens with these lasers is they're shooting, rather than into each other like in this panel, they shoot straight up into the air, parallel to each other, and they are the passageways through which Joey and Damek switch places and switch universes. So, if we're to draw from that, functioning under an assumption that these two sneaky lasers are like intended to follow some kind of similar function in terms of like time, space, universal, like portals and shifting, for them to be pointing into each other to create the plot point. That's the end of that sentence. I think I need to review Callie's original speech explaining the plot point. Fuck, what update was it? It was not any of the 2023 ones, so we're already going way back here. I think it was 16, Welcome to My Secret Lair. Because then, right, John gets invited down, chats with Roxy. Let's see. Something to do with escaping the black hole they're trapped in, but it's been so long. Yeah, like, it's something to do with that. But again, yeah, it's been so long since this, like, this update. This was the last update that came out before the indefinite hiatus. Where are we down here? Yeah. Christmas Day 2020, December 25th, 2020. So if you are a person who has not read any of these updates since they came out, yeah, that was a long fucking time ago. That was well over 3 years ago, like 3.5 years ago at this point. And I did reread all of Beyond Canon, before, or like when the October 8th continuation dropped last year. I did read it back, but still, that was so long ago. Yeah, Candy is inside of a black hole, yes. Right, here, okay, this is the start of the explanation that I was looking for. I was like, all this stuff about relationships and divorce, and I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking care about that. Okay. how much do you know about black holes? They aren't always that big, actually, and in fact, their relative smallness is practically their defining quality. But I think we're on the same page. So, what if I told you that we are inside of a black hole right now? Earthsea, or at least our version of it, has, from the moment we crossed the victory threshold, been inside of a black hole. And not just any black hole, but the very black hole in which the green sun ultimately met its demise, allowing our victory in the first instance. But paradoxically, the critical moment which determined its capture within the black hole happened after that point. I refer, of course, to your decision not to return to the medium and fight my brother. And then there's a sidebar of getting John to not think that the entire world revolves around him, even though he is the protagonist. Anyway. A little bit meta, but yeah. Critical terms of capture happened after that point. Your choice of snacks was infinitely less important than the choice which it presaged, and even then, calling it a choice would be sorely misleading. Think of it like a coin flip. The series of events that led to us being trapped beyond the event horizon of an uber-massive black hole could be considered tails, where the events which could have occurred otherwise would be considered heads. Since both were possible and paradox space is the way it is, they actually both happened, and we just happened to get tails instead of heads. Since both possibilities depend on one another's existence, it doesn't make sense to call them right or wrong. They both just are. The reason I went on this tangent in the first place was to explain that the space we are standing in right now has a special significance in that it is the location which corresponds to the black hole singularity. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Callie is the only one saying important knowledge here, but I keep having to like skim John and Roxy anyway. But it's all just like they're fucking talking about another Matthew McConaughey movie, like these guys. Right. It's not strictly speaking bad for us to be inside of a black hole, much though that contradicts most of what anyone knows about them. Of course, if we had fallen into it, that would be a whole other kettle of fish. The tidal forces would have stretched us all into spaghetti and then ripped us apart. But the nature of our arrival was more akin to simply being here suddenly. One moment we were not, and the next moment we were, and somehow always had been. In everyday practical terms, being inside of a black hole has very little bearing on us. I mean, the nature of space and time is a little finicky in here, but for the most part, it doesn't seem to be anything too out of the ordinary. But beyond that, it means that we are sealed away from the rest of existence. Our sphere of influence is limited to the sphere of the black hole's bounding horizon. As far as everyone else is concerned, we might as well not even exist. Yeah, so that much we already kind of knew. Axo from Axo, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you are enjoying our little academic deep dive into the plot point. Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah, so we've got this kind of stuff about being isolated from everything else to everyone else that we might not as well not exist. That much was clear in the epilogues kind of already, right? And right, and John's like, is there no way we could let anyone know we're in here? Almost certainly not. There are very few ways for anything to escape the kind of predicament that we're in right now. One of them is to be an all-powerful being with control over the very fabric of space, with the energy of 2 universes at your disposal, in which case escape would become rather trivial, if a little unscientific. And no, they cannot just do that, of course. The method I described was the one employed by my alternate self, who you may recall crashed through the event horizon in the body that once belonged to Jade Harley. She departed through a puncture she created in the black hole's surface shortly after consuming my brother, a deed which provided her with the necessary oomph and which was frankly rather breathtaking to watch. So that's how her and Aradia and Dave busted out together and left Solix on the fucking roof of a building. But upon her departure, the rift closed for good. As far as I can see, there's simply no way for us to communicate with the world outside the black hole. I would certainly be very surprised to find out anyone had managed such a thing. Ha ha ha, because John was just casually... Candy John has been casually texting Meet Theorizing for all of those fucking years. Right, that's also a piece of this. I wonder if that's going to become relevant again, that John is able to communicate outside of Candy in that way. I hope that becomes relevant. Because that's like... I don't know. Now that I'm rereading this, it feels a little bit Chekhov's gun. So knowing that we're in a black hole, does that actually change anything? Can we just go on living like normal? Oh, absolutely not. I don't know if you've noticed, John, but this world is on the brink of total cataclysm. Our exclusion from the overarching course of events which governs all reality means that our existence here is liable to dramatic and violent upheaval. To put it another way, because nothing here quote-unquote matters, we are likely to be subjected to things which are a bit bats in the belfry for no reason other than it's totally insignificant to the wider canon of reality. And much though I'm personally titillated by some of the consequences of this predicament, it is a degrading way for us to live. Did they communicate after he chose Meet or Candy? Your keyboard won't let you type Candy. After the choice. All of their communication was after the choice. Because in the epilogues, in the Candy epilogues, throughout all of the years and all of the tumultuous times, Candy John was texting Theorizing. Like, over all of those years that happened and all of those events that happened after that choice, when everything started going, to quote Callie, a bit bats in the belfry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, so this kind of, explanation of, like, why things are so batshit in this universe, again, kind of knew that stuff a little bit already from, like, epilogue stuff. At first I believed that this was simply necessary, us playing tails to our counterpart heads, the black to their white and so forth, but over years I've come to the conclusion that this is simply not kosher. A steaming pile of bullshit. So we have decided that something needs to be done about it. And they have a quest for John. Right, and the quest is... Because he's like... I'm not sure how to go about freeing us from hellish space prison, but, like, sure, I'll give it a go. And Roxy's like, that's not your problem to fix, that's not your job. So, we need you to free Vriska from the clutches of our misguided friend Jane and bring her here to the singularity. Right, so we're looping back around to the update that we just read. There's Vriska. Mission accomplished. Okay, the plot point is a key part of our plan. Okay, so the plot point is the singularity, the now I'm trying to find the black hole singularity. Yeah. So the plot point is the black hole's singularity, the dead center of the black hole. That's what this little dot is. Pretty sure that I'm reading that right. Quest is we must sacrifice Vriska to the plot point to turn the black hole inside out. Quite possibly. I mean, yeah, let's see here. As far as we've been able to surmise, the only remaining method for escaping our grim confinement depends on leveraging the unique properties of this location to create an event of such cataclysmic proportions that it simply cannot be contained within the black hole anymore. Something so dramatic, so hyper-relevant, that it becomes ontologically impossible for anyone to ignore it. For that, we need an individual of sufficient narrative clout, so to speak, and to liberate her, who better than the embodiment of the aspect of freedom itself? Okay. And then this, right, that's just conversation conclusion. And then we jump forward like 3 years in real time. But not within the comic. So, got it. Review secured. This is the singularity of the black hole. This is the dead center. They've brought Vriska here to do something so fucking melodramatic that it's gonna ripple out and grab the attention of even everyone in the meatverse. Dirk fucking Strider is going to go ape shit when Vriska does whatever the fuck she is about to do here. Yeah. I am maintaining my prediction as to what I think the sound page they're working on is. I don't think that the sound page will be Vriska's cataclysmic event. I think that is going to... My prediction would be that there's going to be a lot more hijinks and build-up to that will happen after the Rebellion Crocker Corp clash that they're kind of really building up to heavily right now. Looks like it's just meat and candy are associated with void and space. Like by the coloring of the spirals, yeah. Good catch. Yeah. And like, I don't know if it means anything necessarily, but I am noticing as well, like, so the eyes and the cheeks have that like space void thing, but the like ball that's got the antenna sticking out of it, the space one is like space black, but the void one is a white in that kind of hard contrasting like duality in the colors specifically, rather than being the void colors as well. Okay. That was a helpful review. I was kind of meaning to go back and reread that. 8-ball versus cue ball. Yeah, like the white made me think of Doc Scratch, but his relevance is long over. Thank fuck. Or, you know, I fucking hope so. Who knows what they're planning, but yeah. Yeah, and the design, it's got all of these, like, silver shiny, like, design elements to it. Which, like, versus this, you know, unlit or lit, like, unactivated or activated. It's all very green. Like, the whole of it. Given that this is the meteor that the trolls were on. Like, this was that, you know, the crash landing spot of that on Earthsea. We're deep in that very same meteor. And if I recall correctly, there were points where they talked about how it was just so fucking huge, it was impossible to explore every corner, nook, and cranny of this thing. So, like, was this always there? I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching things a bit now. But, like, this looks like it was built to fit the design, the very gray, drab internal design of the meteor, with, like, all the shrub pieces being green as necessary because of shrubs. Dave Homestuck, hello and welcome. welcome. We are reviewing The Plot Point. Howdy. Yeah. So that makes me curious. What, like, could this, I guess theoretically, because we never got, like, a map of the whole damn thing, theoretically this could have just always been somewhere deep in there on perhaps the complete, perhaps a building on, like, the complete opposite side of the meteor from the computer labs that they were holing up in. Yeah. Some of the design elements, they have, like, pink glow. It's killing me that I can't figure out what that's reminding me of, but that specific kind of pink, like, glow on technology is, like, it's pulling a specific something, but I can't remember what. I feel like it was a Homestuck thing, though, like maybe a fan project of some kind. Something in my brain is telling me Stuck at HomeCon marketing, and maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else we can pull out of this image? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Also kind of trying to think, like, what? I mean, I think even with best possible predictions, even with our smartest thinking caps on. I don't think that anyone's going to be able to predict what the fuck they're going to have Vriska do that's going to flip the entire black hole inside out. Because she's Vriska. And she is the way that she is. Because that'd be my next train of thought is, what would Vriska do in this spot? How would Vriska specifically interact with this machinery to make that happen? What would Vriska do? Yeah. Like, But yeah, so the greatest Vriska researchers, they had no idea. Yeah. Like, would it involve the lasers and the snake heads moving in a similar way to how, you know, here's the kind of stasis, deactivated stasis of the Shroud Portal and Hive Swap. When it activates, those heads swung up and pointed skyward. Like, would that be a part of the process? Is this ring going to do some kind of portal-ish thing in the way that this did in Hive Swap 2? Or, am I thinking too literally? Maybe they'll kiss. Yes, a union of two universes. Mwah. Like, will they just experience, like, the power ramps up on the two snake heads, and that does something to the dot in the middle? The singularity? Oh, so the key is June Resi kissing. That's what's gonna free Candy Earth. Oh yeah, because the June Resi kiss will happen, and then, Vriska, who is possessive of Terzi, will go so fucking apeshit that it'll fucking flip the whole black hole inside out. Yeah. Yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. Straight up screaming a hole in the event horizon like Super Boo. Yep. That's about how that would go. Yeah. And I mean, hey, we're sitting here theorizing about what Vriska could possibly do. Calliope is one of Homestuck's most notorious unreliable narrators. So, the end result of what actually happens that causes the universe to flip, or the actual thing that needs to happen, could end up being nothing to do with Vriska. Also, a possibility. Yeah. Is you bringing up oh yeah, June Resi, that's what's gonna do it. Like, Yeah, it fucking could be not Vriska or only tangentially to do with Vriska, or like Vriska is only like the final straw in some fucked up Rube Goldberg machine of events that needs to happen to facilitate this. Because sometimes characters are wrong about the way that their world works. Also the moon laser. Yeah, there's also the fucking moon laser. Jane's moon laser that was like built by the Felt. Which, yeah, because the next big thing that they've been building to is essentially the battle for control over the plot point, right? And it's like what the fuck would happen if Jane really did blow this thing up with a fucking laser? Like, I imagine the positioning of the planet would not, like, change. Like, this would still be, like, the location of the singularity, but perhaps they wouldn't be able to access it in this capacity anymore. Depending on the size of the laser, it might blow up the entire meteor. Or more. Also, maybe nothing to do with the laser. It just... the mechanism itself being destroyed would cause its own explosion regardless of how big the laser is. Tangent, semi-related. I wonder if the moon having that big hole in it, like, how that would affect the tides on Earthsea. And relatedly, the ecology of the oceans. The plot point definitely demands its own sound page. Oh yeah, the plot point, like, I mean, it's the plot point. It is central to the story happening in this comic. Yeah. I do think that sound page they're working on is going to be something to do with the final clash for control over the plot point. Yeah. I want to go listen to that music preview again now. I won't play it on stream because, out of respect for the creators, they did post it as a Patreon thing. But if I can give some hints, it had some familiar musical motifs, like melodies. Homestuck songs that you will likely be very familiar with. So, like, keeping all of this in mind, I kind of want to go listen to that again. Pissing from the moon instead of yeah. Oh, Jane. Oh yeah, and like Jake might just fucking kill her. That's on the table now. We didn't really have a lot of discussion about that at the end of the last stream, but like, that's there now. Jake might just fucking kill Jane with a gun. Or try to. I mean, again, there's all this fucking god tier clock, like, you know, conditional immortality, death mechanics. So heroic, just, neither. It might be just, but also she has life powers. Yeah, that's true. That is another, like, whole other factor in this. Like, you know, with Jane's life powers, like, for example, if she's not immediately fatally wounded, can she just, like, heal herself immediately before she gets to the point of, like, bleeding out or whatever? Yeah, because, like, I mean, I think we did say this much, that Jane's death in this universe would likely be just. But the god tier clock has not always made decisions that everybody thought was correct. Because, you know, kind of, sort of, thinking about it, at the end of the day, it is kind of, sort of, like, it's a narrative tool, and it's possibly a little better to, or a little more accurate to think of it as a narrative tool rather than as, like, a real thing, if that makes sense. Yeah. Just while we're reviewing stuff, is there any major plot thing that we're, like, missing now, at least for Candy? Because Meat's a whole other, like, bag of worms right now, but, and yeah, Candy, we have the plot point, we have the machine, we have fucking Vriska. Jake is a moving piece. Karkat and Mina's actions are pretty definitive. Like, we know kind of what they're up to from the last update pretty clearly, as well as the you know, the rest of the rebellion actions on the airship. That's been kind of laid out. Yeah, Meat's a whole other bag of meat. The clocks are real and they can be smashed. Yeah, like, they're physical objects. Yeah, I was having trouble, like, finding the right words for what I was trying to convey with that whole thing I was saying about, like, I was, like, thinking of the clock more as a narrative device than a functional device with a strict set of rules that it's going to follow every time, I think. Kind of more clearly explains what I had meant in that sense. Yeah. Yeah. Meat right now, when we get back to them, wow, we're kind of doing a little summary. So those guys, Rose and Dirk, and perhaps unwillingly Terezi, are getting ready for Dirk to do some authorial shenanigans to not time travel, but put the three of them a few thousand years in the planet's future to see how their little guys evolve. They're little guys that we haven't fucking seen yet. We've seen like silhouettes of things in tubes, and we've seen some of the rejects, but we still don't know for sure. We just know that one of them is terrestrial and one of them is fuck me, not amphibious. It's been a long time since I've had to use any of these words, because amphibians are the ones that are both land and water, right? Aquatic, yes, thank you. Yeah, well, one of them is terrestrial and the other one is aquatic, and I forget which one goes with which person. I think roses are the aquatic ones. I believe that is what was communicated, but that one don't quote me on. But, yeah. We just know that that's the situation, and we're gonna get a jump so that they're moving forward in the timeline of their planet, but they are not moving forward in time, like aging, and nothing around them is, so that the crew currently on a fucking literal spaceship, like space as in the space between the two words, on their way over, are still gonna be in the same like frame of like existence as the three of them, even though their planet has been accelerated. I don't know. I know that update was very recent, but it's still like describing it is weird. Yeah, and then there was the development with Meet Callie and Alt Callie coming in and like giving her whole speech about her intentions, which are kind of failing me at the moment. To be frank. Yeah, you know what, let's just look at that again, because I need to, because that was one of the updates again that I read for the first time on stream, and I just like haven't had as much space to really percolate on it. So, cosmic canonical corresponding, you call it a visual representation of our everything. Vaguely close to the door we took to claim the ultimate reward, a bit more fucked, and she says this is true, or they say this is true, but this diagram exemplifies something far grander than any single universe. I believe its current appearance is due to the work of outside influence. So Callie's current working theory is that, quote-unquote, he, like Lord English, did this. But from the way the West, it is not uwu time. From the way the rest of this reads out, it's like fandom and fanon, basically. if I'm understanding it correctly, which is what I'm here to double check. Brought you here together so we can discuss that. What is to be done about this? Oh, right. This is so fucking funny. Love him to death, but they can't shut the fuck up. So that's why they didn't include Dave and Carcat in this conversation. Love those boys. Our true goal with this endeavor has been rather vague these last few years, and as our time on this ship begins to draw to a close, so that their arrival at the new planet is approaching nebulously close, I believe we should start a serious dialogue about what we plan to do once we touch ground. Yes, discussion held free from the prying eyes of outsiders. I thought my plan was well understood. Like, I thought, yeah, I just, like, I thought everyone understood that I was gonna fucking kill that man. Could you? I'd very much like to try. Let's maybe try something less fucked up first. He started it. I'm finishing it. Oh man, I love Kanaya so much. Bisecting Dirk with a chainsaw. Oh yeah. Let's cool off. What did you mean by outsiders? Right, looping back around to the part that I wanted to revisit by rereading this section. Probably won't work, but worth a try. Yeah. I began prepping my dreamly magics as soon as you were released from her hold. We need to do this before she comes back. Yes, so the outside influence is Alt Calliope. But Alt Calliope. How can you plan to outrun me when I'm already here? Hello! So there's Alt Callie with very Lord English looking colors. Right, I never left. I do not sneak. I was always behind before alongside you. I'm always behind before alongside you. I simply made my presence known to you. You believe the current appearance of the home is due to the action of the prince. That is... Oh. So I misinterpreted that earlier line entirely. Lord English has fucking nothing to do with this. Because I was always like, why did they think it would be Lord English? No, that's just my own brain being wrong. They think it's Dirk. Anyway... Half-truth, the root of the issue is far deeper than that. Though the prince's actions have exacerbated the damage, they're not the origin point. It is due to the beliefs and desires of those far beyond even my grasp. It is all that we are. We're in its current form as representative of what those outsiders think we are and should be. Home in its current form has become abominable. Right, so that's where we're getting, like, the fandom reference. It's not cool as an eyesore, and worse, its purpose has become obfuscated. Form plagued with an ever-expanding algorithm of wings and rooms and atriums and winding exhibition halls, all uncurated, thoughtlessly tacked on to accommodate garish, self-indulgent new installations. And then they make a stairs joke. Although I doubt it can be restored to its original state, the growth can be curbed. With or without your assistance, these antics can be brought to a satisfying and hopefully timely conclusion. The prince thwarted, the renovations finished, and the rest of the recalcitrant furniture bolted neatly back into place. To make it simpler for you, I'll tell you this. Ultimately, what you plan here has very little bearing on what you will do. We arrive on Deltarus and I will move the story to its conclusion without further complications. Little else matters. It's my duty to tell the truth to those I protect. You can choose... You're better off without. You can choose to believe that, but my duty grants me authority that surpasses the need for your consent. I'm sure he thinks the same way. Meeting adjourned. Okay. Okay. So... Alt Callie like, it's like... brain. Alt Callie's thing is... like, it's not... it partly... I'm having a moment here. Hold on. Because the, like, initial reading is like, oh, it's outsider... yeah, because it's outsiders beyond our reach. That's fandom stuff, for sure. But ending this and bolting all the furniture back into place is also, like... like, the writers, like, the Homestuck team, and perhaps those are the outsiders being referred to in the first place rather than fandom widely. Because that would align a little more with her intentions of... we are bringing the stories to a swift conclusion and then bolting everything to the floor. You know, safe from the influence of outsiders. Like, connecting those 2 points together would make more sense if that outsiders was referring very specifically to the Homestuck team instead of just, like, wider fandom itself. Because ending the original comic, you know, and, you know, extension to that, ending Beyond Canon... like, that's not gonna stop fandom stuff, like, ever. Okay, so that's my running theory. That's my understanding of this conversation. Good stuff. Because that, I think, was something that I had at least personally needed to revisit for better understanding, kind of since I read it, because I didn't have as much processing time with that one between updates. Yeah. Yes. So that's that. And we haven't been back to meet Earth at all in Beyond Canon, right? Like, there's the bonus comic where Jaspro kidnaps Jane and Jake. And I know that the current team has stated that, like, they do want to get back to all of those stories and loop them back into the main plot at some point. But right now, that's kind of, like, in stasis. And we don't really have any touch point with Meet Earth post Jane winning that election. Because it is just the two of them still back there, right? Everyone else is in fucking space somewhere. Fairly confident of that. I am fairly confident of that assessment. Am I missing anybody? Oh, Davebot and Aradia. And Alt Kelly and Jade's dead body. They're also there. And their deal is they are also racing to Dirk you know, Alt Kelly wanting to end things swiftly, that is kind of like a point of candy meat connection in terms of plot stuff. Being that that's Alt Callie's way of getting in on that Dirk action. Yeah. Like trying to put like all of the different pieces of things that are happening and like drawing that connection together, because it's been a bit since I just sat down and thought about like all of the moving pieces at once in this fashion. Oh, thank you. I will hydrate. Oh, and I will stretch. Very needed for sure. Oh, and shrimp check. Yes, I did just sit up taller in my chair. I was like melting sideways. Y'all, for my job right now, I'm like hybrid working, right? And I gotta say, I'm bouncing between two of the least ergonomic workspaces fucking possible right now, and it's hurting me. It's not great. I need to fix that. I mean, I only have to do this for like 2 more weeks. Not even, because some of those days are not going to be desk work. But, ugh. Yeah, my body's already... Even before this job, like, I've had neck and shoulder problems from computer stuff for like a lot of years. So, this has not been helpful, but it's just for this month, and then I will be on my feet all day for July and August because it is a day camp, and I will be with children. Okay. Whew. It's like 11:49. I don't think we're getting to Disco Elysium today. But that was good. That was some good stuff. Very helpful, very warranted review of what the fuck is happening right now here. And I think we'll call it there for today then. Yeah. As usual, this is going to be going up on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, which is it's up to date. It's up to date. I post this and then we're up to date again. I'm very happy with that because that's been a task that has been hanging over my head for many months of weird brain nonsense. But yeah, this should go up in the next couple days. One more this month, maybe we'll get answers, who knows. Yeah, I'm curious if the next update will be a continued conversation with with Vriska. Because she doesn't know what she's supposed to do with any of this, or if we're gonna jump to another group of fellows again. We'll see. But for now, it's bedtime. I'm gonna go see some puppies tomorrow. I'm excited about that. We're not getting another dog. Just there's connections to a person who has puppies, and I get to go see them now. Yeah. Little sleepy guy. There's a little sleepy Hamtaro. Indeed, it is time for that. Puppy's good, Oopie. Yeah, there's my boy. He's out in the hall sleeping, probably. I think. Yeah. He's always a silly guy, but he's been a silly guy lately. He was very good on his walk today, though. That was nice. Anyway. Have fun, take care. Thank you. Yeah, have a great week, everyone. The next stream will be next Saturday. And it will be fucking Disco Elysium. Like, they don't usually release the updates this close to each other. I mean, I'm saying that, but also they've only been doing split updates like this for one fucking month before this. So, like, who knows? But the implication from the news post is that they will be giving them a little more space over the course of the month. At least that's kind of how I read it. So, it is extremely likely, but not guaranteed necessarily, that next weekend will be Disco Elysium fucking finally. Because of not knowing what the exact update schedule will be. If there's a Homestuck update, that will be the stream next weekend, but I'm pretty sure there won't be. So, get ready for the return of Disco Elysium and for pushing our way through an extremely annoying having to redo a very long conversation because we fucked up, boy. Fucked up big time. And now we have to fix it by redoing the whole conversation. Oops. Yeah. So, it's cool. We'll chill. We'll vibe. We'll have that going on the screen. And then, like, maybe messing around, chatting about some other stuff at the same time. It'll be chill. I hope I will see you all there next week, Saturday evening, EST, EDT. We're on EDT, right? Yeah, we're on daylight time. Anyway, next Saturday, same time, same place, for Disco Elysium. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you around. Good night.